If you've been applying for remote jobs and not hearing anything back, you're probably starting to feel like something is wrong. You apply consistently. You tweak your CV. You try different platforms. You keep putting in effort. And still silence. No replies. No interviews. No feedback. At that point, most people assume the problem is competition or luck. But in most cases, the real issue is simpler and more fixable. You're applying in places where your applications are unlikely to be seen or answered. And that changes everything, because remote job searching is not just about how many jobs you apply to, it's about where those applications actually go. So in this video, we're going to break down how job platforms really work, why most applications get ignored, and how to shift your strategy so you start getting more responses. Why most remote job applications don't get replies. Let's start with the reality most people don't see. When you apply for a job online, you're not just competing with a few people. You're often competing with hundreds of applicants, sometimes thousands, and automated filtering systems. So even if you're qualified, your application can easily get lost. But there's more to it than competition. A big reason people don't get replies is because not all job platforms function the same way. Some are active hiring environments. Others are passive listing boards. And some are basically outdated archives. If you don't understand that difference, you end up wasting time in the wrong places. The 3 types of remote job platforms. To fix your strategy, you need to understand how platforms are structured. Let's break them into 3 categories. 1. High-response platforms. These are the best places to apply if your goal is replies. These platforms usually include companies that are actively hiring right now. They are not just posting jobs for visibility. They are actively trying to fill roles quickly. This is where you'll typically find startup hiring pages, customer support hiring teams, outsourced remote teams, fast-moving hiring pipelines, staffing agencies for remote roles. What makes them powerful is simple. Companies here are under pressure to fill roles quickly. That means faster replies, shorter hiring cycles, more entry-level opportunities, and better chances for beginners. If you're new to remote work, this is where you should spend more time. 2. Mixed response platforms. These are the large general job platforms most people already know. They can work, but they require more strategy. Why? Because they are saturated. Thousands of applications per role is normal here. So while opportunities exist, your approach needs to be sharper. To succeed here, you need strong CV targeting, early application timing, careful filtering, and role selection discipline. Otherwise, your application gets lost in the volume. 3. Low-response platforms. These are the platforms where most job seekers lose time without realizing it. They often include outdated listings, mass job aggregators, roles that are already filled, or postings with no active hiring process. The problem here isn't your CV. It's that nobody is really reviewing applications anymore. So you apply, but nothing happens. And that leads to frustration and confusion. Why more applications is not always the answer. A lot of job advice online says, just apply to more jobs. But that's incomplete. Because if you're applying to the wrong places, more applications just means more silence. Instead of increasing volume, you need to increase relevance, timing, and visibility. A focused application strategy almost always outperforms a random high-volume approach. What actually improves your response rate? Let's talk about what makes employers respond. 1. Early applications. The earlier you apply, the higher your visibility. Once a job receives hundreds of applications, it becomes harder to stand out. Early applicants often get reviewed first. 2. Better role targeting. If you're applying to roles far above your skill level, responses drop. Beginner-friendly roles usually respond more often, especially customer support, virtual assistant, data entry, junior admin, sales development. 3. Clear CV positioning. Your CV needs to do one thing fast. Make the recruiter understand your value in seconds. If it's unclear or generic, it gets skipped. 4. Consistent tracking. Most people don't track applications. That leads to duplicate effort, missed follow-ups, No learning from patterns. A simple tracking system improves your strategy over time. The hidden strategy most people ignore: follow-ups. Follow-ups are one of the most underused tools in job searching. Many candidates assume no reply means no interest. But that's not always true. Sometimes applications are simply overlooked, delayed, or lost in volume. A polite follow-up can bring attention back to your application, increase your chances of a response, or restart communication. It's a simple step most people skip completely. Final thoughts. Getting replies from remote job applications is not about luck. It's about understanding how the system works, because different platforms produce different outcomes. If you apply randomly, you'll often get silence. But if you apply strategically to the right platforms at the right time with the right targeting, you increase your chances of getting noticed significantly. The goal is not just to apply. The goal is to be seen, to be reviewed, and to be considered. That shift alone can completely change your job search experience. So instead of asking, "Why am I not getting replies?" start asking, "Am I applying where responses actually happen?" That's where real progress begins.